Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have so much fun stuff to talk about today. I pulled out my Karin markers because I haven't used those in a little bit, and it's fun to just pull out an old friend, isn't it? I love that. I love that. And I have a big drink. I hope you all have a big drink. And I just took a big drink of my big drink because why wouldn't I? Okay. Good morning, Patricia. How are you? I hope you're so good. I hope you're so good. So, today, let's get the commercial out of the way. If you would like, follow and subscribe. If you would hit the hearts. If you would take the opportunity to have lots of conversation with me today, leaving comments, questions, all that kind of thing that engage us back and forth. If you share this video with someone that you think might enjoy it. All of those things help me keep being a working artist and cost you and nothing except a little bit of time. And then if you're feeling generous, if you would support me by creating with the art printables that we're playing with. So today we are playing with the Joni art printable, and it is inspired by my lovely friend Joni, and it's kind of a graphic, funky zinnia of sorts. Not a full-fledged zinnia, I assure you, but a fun and funky one that has big open spaces for all kinds of artsy goodness. So I posted a link to that, and then, sorry, you'll find that at anncorbierescottdesigns.com and all of my other art printables. So, anywho, if you would join all those things, click the notification bell, because if you click the notification bell, then you're notified every time I go live. Let's see. I'm so ready to get painting. So here is the Joni art printable. So Joni is just the most delightful friend. Everyone should have a Joni in their life. She's wicked creative and funny as heck, and just one of my favorite people to hang with. And so I will be filling the Joni art printable up with color. As you can see, this is back when, number one, look, this was my logo. Let's get artsy. This was from 2020. This was one of the very first ones I drew. And I like the big open spaces. I have some really fun kind of ideas bopping around in my head about how, good morning, Joni, I was just blabbing about you and bragging about you. I'm going to Joni's house right after class today. So what I think I'm going to do today is I'm going to fill these petals with the bright, gorgeous colors of my Karin markers. And then I want to do another step. And then I want to do another step. You know, layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. So, let's see. Let's talk about, my favorite colors are pinks. So I have a neon pink because if you add neon to colors, it's gonna brighten and give you, good morning Debbie Bailey Dunn, it's gonna brighten your base color in such a cool and interesting way. Then let's pick an orange. So we have amber. That's my favorite orange. Let's see. That's another amber. I think I have 2 ambers, whatever. And here's the neon orange, and then let's get a yellow. So I'm thinking gold. That's my favorite. And then let's find neon canary. So I think I have canary yellow. There's canary yellow, and there's the neon. Okay, so I'm going to start with the neon. So let's do this guy. So I like to. So we could start with painting, right? So we're just going to scribble some of this color down on our craft mat, and then grab our paintbrush and our water. Can you guys see all of that? Sorry about that. I think I'm going to use a round. I started with a filbert, but I think I'm going to use a round. I'm going to just add a little bit of water to that color. And then I'm just going to, I want to start with a base of this neon pink kind of. I'm kind of feeling, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I was kind of thinking about, as I started to paint, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have, so I want to paint it while it's still kind of wet. Now let's bring in the orange, the neon orange. Let's do the same thing. We're just going to keep adding some water. And let's bring some of that in. We're just going to kind of almost tie-dye it. And it's okay to overshoot the edges because, you know, we're going to be cutting things out anyway. I'm going to dip back in my water so that I can kind of meld those colors together. Now let's take the neon canary. And let's do the same kind of technique with that. There we go. And then the cool thing is we're going to start to paint over top of this. But this is going to be our base, which is, shut up, so cool, right? Then I'm just going to try and take a moment to kind of blur the lines slightly. Okay, so there's our beginning, right? Blur, 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 blur. Just soften that edge with a jiggy-jaggy blend, right? Okay, now, where's the pink? I'm going to pull a little bit more of the pink. And now I'm going to start to build a little more definition. So let's come in here. And just start to build some depth by deepening. There we go. All the places where we know it's going to be a deeper shade, right? All the places where light doesn't hit, where the petal meets the center of the flower, where one petal is under another petal, right? And where our color just happened to land as we were creating our base. Right? I've been really curious about this kind of technique for a while. I see lots of people kind of embrace this, creating like this base of color and then building on top of that. So I thought, Well, we could do that, right? We could absolutely do that. So that's what we're going to do today. And I like the moments where the colors kind of blend into one another, right? So like here I have the yellow and the orange are kind of meeting each other in the middle of the road. So let's just, again, we're just deepening. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of jiggy blending down here on the yellow. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much. Okay, let's take some paper towel and move that over because I'm kind of squishing myself all to one side. So I need a little bit of room. I was reminded of oh, look at that. That bright is, oh my gosh, it's making me so happy. Let's move a little bit of that yellow up here. And it's sure making my paper buckle, but that's okay, right? That means it's nice and wet with color and we're moving color. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this guy that I kind of happened upon. And I'm telling you, I think you should all happen upon him too. So today at, let's see, let me find the piece of paper that has all of his information on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so today from 9:16 to 9:29, I'm sure it will be on the replay because it's right when we are talking. But KCUR, it's a radio station. So KCUR.org is going to interview this young man named Kasim, like awesome, but with a K is what his website says. Kasim Hardaway. So he is, oh my gosh, he is so freaking talented and has the most ingenious idea. So, good morning, Valerie. So what happened with him is he had a mental health breakdown, and it was horrible. If anyone else has experienced one, they know. If you've had a panic attack, if you've had any of those things, you get it. Anyway, he had this mental health breakdown. And what he did with all of that pain and turmoil is he turned them into letters. And so he wrote all of these letters to process his feelings, certainly, but then also to just get it out of him. Do you know how, I don't know about you, but for me, if I'm feeling lots of big feelings, it does help me to write it or to talk it out with someone because it gets it out of my head. I can kind of talk myself in and out of all kinds of crazy stuff. But if I get it out in whatever way, if it's writing or talking, Sue Bain, how are you? So I was just talking about this guy that I've come across, Sue, and his name is Kasim J. Hardaway. So it's Kasim, but it says like awesome, but with a K. Anyway, so he writes he wrote all these letters, and then that kind of grew into this installation series that he has, and he has this collection of letters that grew into an exhibit of physical letters for people to take what you need. And that's the name of his kind of movement, take what you need. So some of the letters say, like, for the one who always puts others first, for the one who feels they always need to be on. Like, there's oh my golly, you guys, the vast array of letters is just unbelievable. Anyway, so he writes all these letters, and he has this installation that started out with, like, he just created this wooden frame, and he has fish line hung in rows, and he just clothespins those letters to the fish line, and then you come up and you take which one you're kind of needing. Anyway, that is, his installations are all over now. They are placed in public spaces, and people just take what they need. They all take one letter. Oh my gosh, I want to find him. I want to find one of his installations and find one of his letters so bad. Anyway, he has an interview today. So if you, I'm thinking after class today, I'm going to go to kcur.org, and the Talking Human Connection on KCUR, that's where the interview with him will be. So check him out. I follow him on Instagram also. And on Instagram, let me find a piece of blank paper, imagine, around here that we might have that. It's take what you need, or J. Hardaway on Instagram. Anyway, check him out. Very, very, very cool. Sue Bain, where are you, my friend? Are you in a far-flung location? Are you home? Which is far-flung from me, but just curious. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got the cutest new t-shirt. It has a heart that is split down the middle, and one half is light and one half is dark, and the color of my shirt is kind of a, I don't know, this color, kind of a cherry color, and it is called, and the name on the artwork on the shirt says, "Love your neighbor." Shouldn't we all love our neighbors, for crying out loud? Okay, let's work on the orange a bit, shall we? That's what I'm home for a few weeks now. Granddaughter is here until the end of the month. Very cool. Oh, I love that for you. I love that for you. Okay, here's our three colors that we're creating our base with. So let's start to layer again. Let's layer some of that yellow. Kissed a fellow. What did I just do with my paper towel? Honestly. Oh, here we go. Well, it looks like you guys had a great family vacation, Sue. I love that. I'm going to kind of pull some of this yellow down into this pink and kind of blend that, see what we get. Just with our damp brush, just do that jiggy blend, see what happens. I love the idea that the pink is just going to kind of blend into the yellow. Oh my gosh, you guys. So, I went on Ordinary and Happy Life, and you know that makes me so happy. Anyway, I saw a couple of things that I thought, oh, that is right up our alley. Okay, so think about this. Think about, you know what's so funny? It was super fun to spend time with everyone. The Thousand Islands in New York is on the St. Lawrence River. It is so beautiful. So, the Great Lakes feed into the St. Lawrence Seaway, right? So I was like, oh, well, now I need to look. I've never heard of Thousand Lakes, so now I have to look for them. I love that. Don't you love that friends share their stories and we all kind of, our worlds expand and our we broaden our horizons with one another. I love that so much. I love it so much. So, and you went to a Buc-ee's and you got a Buc-ee cup. That's so funny. I got this cup at a Buc-ee's and I'm loving it. So I was feeling like you were my kindred spirit, Miss Sue. I was just talking about you the other day with Joni and Karin, and I said, I would hang out with Sue Bain any day of the week. Any day of the week. That's for ding dang sure. Okay, let's just keep laying down color, just laying down color. It's so funny when we're planning our retreats, you know, we always, we talk about people like from their seat, from where they were seated at the last retreat. No, remember she sat across from Tammy. No, remember she sat next to the kitchen. No, remember she was tucked back in the corner by Teresa. Wherever you were seated, that's kind of how we, this one's not moving as much. There we go. There we go. I just love this slow build of color. Okay, so I have a couple of questions that I got from Ordinary and Happy Life this morning that I thought would be of interest to us. Let's blend that one out just a little bit more. What is something right now that has you curious? Well, I have a couple things, so I'll go first. But then I want you guys to ponder it too, right? So I have a couple of art forms that I'm super curious about and that I've been playing with a little bit, and you'll see them in my makes in the next little while. Another thing that I talked about yesterday in my stitch along, and it is when I was in Michigan, I went to the farmer's market in Sault Ste. Marie, and I found the most glorious bouquet. And I started to follow that gardener. I started to follow her Instagram, oh my gosh, her eye for flowers is just stupendous. But the thing that has me the most curious are some of the flowers that she had in her bouquets, and including the bouquet that I bought. And one of the flowers is called Canterbury bells, and I had never heard of Canterbury bells, and I just find them fascinating. Just fascinating. I'm telling you, they're so beautiful. Let's see if we can build a little bit more yellow now, because I have some orange that's going to go into yellow. I love that. And just little by little grow that. Have it blend into the pink, have it blend into the orange. Get that little piece of whatever off there. Little by little, little by little. Then I noticed that my cousin had an anniversary party. It was after I was gone. My dad was there. And that person provided the flowers. My cousin's anniversary party. So that was a cool thing to see. So how about you? What is something that has you curious? Like that, those flowers called Canterbury bells have me curious. I'm curious, like, could I grow them here? I don't know. Could I grow them inside? Where did they originate? I want to do a whole deep dive on them. Jeff's home, and you know what? I forget how loud he is if the door is open. If the door to his office is open. Can you guys hear him? Oh, he heard me because he just closed the door. That's funny. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is growing into the prettiest. The prettiest. Oh, here we go. Let's soften that. Let's soften that and have it go right into the pink. And soften this one. And you know what? I'm not rinsing my brush because remember, I want them all to kind of bleed into one another. I want the colors to start to bleed into one another. Get that color down there. So is it near any of the Great Lakes, the St. Lawrence River? So I need to kind of find it, Sue. I need to find the... Oh my gosh, it's such a pretty flower, Valerie. I think I posted a picture of it in Stitch Along yesterday. Oh my gosh. So that's one of the things that have me curious. How about you? Tell me something that has you curious. Then I'll get curious about it too. Well, I'm curious about the 1,000 Islands. I'm super curious about that. You know I love an island. And where are you off to next, Miss Sue Bain? Oh, the Great Lakes flow into the St. Lawrence River. Yes, and the river leads to the ocean. Yes. But is the are the Thousand Islands, is it like Niagara Falls, Lake Erie-ish kind of area? Is it south like that, or is it way north? I'm always curious. Okay, now I'm feeling like now we have our neon base created, right? So now let's start to build our non-neon colors. So I have amber, I have gold. Nope, I'm gonna need to use canary. I have amber, I have canary, and I have cerise. So let's build with that. So there's the cerise. Let's start to build that. It's so funny. Only people who grew up knowing about the St. Lawrence River understood when I would talk about it. I mean, it was just kind of part of our life because of where we hail from, or people who maybe have visited that area. Let's take some of this. Build, build, build. Build, build, build. Okay. Let's come in with some cerise. Nope, sorry. Canary. Let's start to build that. That's awfully pretty. It goes from Lake Ontario and runs between the border of the US and Canada. The towns are Alexandria Bay, Clayton, Cape Vincent, but most of the islands are near Alexandria Bay and Clayton. Well, now I'm so curious. I am. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. And now I'm gonna take, oops, the regular old, oh nope, that's the cerise. Let's do the amber. Let's see what happens when we start to layer that on the neon orange. Let's see. That kind of tamps down a little bit of the brightness of the neon, but not completely. And the cool thing is by creating this base of color, we have this bright starting point. I want to make sure my colors are really quite saturated and deep, because my next step is I want to do, how am I doing on time? My next step is I really want to incorporate some stencil lifting, and then I want to play with some pen work. If you happen to open your newsletter, you would have seen, or if you looked at my social media yesterday, you will have seen what design team member Jennifer, who is such a talent, and her artistic eye, Lordy, it just makes me so happy. I can't describe it any other way. Okay, I'm going to start to bring these together. Going to Pennsylvania and Nebraska for art retreats in the next couple months, then Italy in October. Oh, Pennsylvania in October, and Nebraska. Fascinating. I love that. I love that you just embrace your artsy self. Just save your April for me, okay? But now I'm dying to know what art retreats you're going to in Pennsylvania and Nebraska. That sounds fab. Ooh, look at that. This petal, shut up. That turned out so pretty. Let's soften this one. There we go, there we go. It's making me so happy. Okay, let's see. Okay, so nobody has given me anything that they are currently curious about. Maybe you'll answer this one. A wonderfully simple, ordinary object you can't live without. What is a wonderfully simple, ordinary object that you can't live without? I knew exactly mine. It's a pencil. It's a pencil. But how about you? What's yours? Super curious about that. Chapstick. Ooh, good one, Sue. I do like a good chapstick. I have so many. That's a good one. I have so many all around. Look at, I have this one. I have this one. I have this one. All within reach of my... Now I got to put some on because you reminded me. Chapstick. Good one. Anybody else? Valerie? Who else is on here with us? Who's our new friend? Sue, Curlin, Debbie, Dunn, Joni, Travis, Patricia Olson. I thought pencil too, and then a fan. Ooh, I do like a fan. I do. Do you sleep with a fan? Because I absolutely do. I like that white noise that it creates because it kind of blocks out the world. Do you know what I mean? Both good selections, chapstick and a fan. I guess I have lots of creature comforts. Ordinary. I'm not a I love the chapstick. I have it I know. I think, well, number one, Joni, we live in Arizona, so it's so dry. Our lips are constantly dry. No matter how much you drink, no matter how much chapstick you put on, we kind of need to be mindful of it at all times. Yes, I sleep with the fan on. They don't make the chapstick I love anymore. Oh no. That's the worst, isn't it? That's the worst. So I'm going to Joni's house to take more pictures of her current make with the September Year in Bloom art printable. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love it. You're gonna love it, love it, love it. So watch social media for that. I was just telling someone that I am so lucky with the team that I surround myself with. They each see my art printables in their own unique, with their own unique artist eye. You know, do you remember a long time ago we were doing the Super Bowl art printable, and people were talking about how they didn't maybe they didn't like the music, or they didn't understand the show. I'm thinking of Kendrick Lamar or Bad Bunny. So I said, you need to look at it through your artist's eye. Think about your artist's eye. Your artist's eye is going to notice their carefully selected colors, or their carefully selected patterns, and what the messaging was. Like, I just think, I told someone a long time ago, I was in Oklahoma teaching a class, a Bible journaling class actually, and I told someone, I'm so glad that when God was passing out gifts, Sue, you were at that class, Sue Curlin. When God was passing out gifts, he gave me art. I'm so glad, because I embrace it every day of my life. Even, I mean, we all have times where we kind of go away from things for whatever reason. I had some years with a bad boyfriend where I kind of went away. But it didn't take me long to go, this isn't me. This isn't me. I need to come back to me. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm loving this so much. I'm a chapstickaholic. I know. And I like all different flavors of chapstick. And I like, it's so funny because, you know what? My Desiree has turned into a chapstickaholic too. And like as a little bitty baby, she would find my chapsticks on like the end tables or the coffee table, and she would put it on. And now she was like, Auntie, I just got 2 new. So she was telling me about all the clothes she got when she went school clothes shopping. And then she said, and I got 2 kinds of chapstick. One's kind of like a Vaseline, and oh my gosh. I was like, I love that. I love that. Can I tell you how much I love the Jiggy Jiggy blend? Because it kind of like, it feels like you're not going anywhere, and then all of a sudden it breaks. Makes me so happy. And I love that we use these 3 colors. Well, that I use these 3 colors. I don't know what you use, so I'm curious. Be sure to post a picture of what you painted, right? So now let's make sure this is dry, and then we'll start with our, I don't know what I want to do with my center yet, so I'm leaving it instead of, instead of putting something there that then I'm like, oh, why did I pick that? Okay, now let's find a stencil. So I have a couple of stencils here that I kind of dig. I like this one because it has this is by Crafter's Workshop, and it is 1084S. I like these kinds of stencils because they have lots of little bits and bobs to play with. I know that's a terrible crinkle sound. Sorry about that. Let's take a baby wipe and let's so what if they're strategically I kind of like this wavy I was talking about this yesterday in Stitch Along. I started to watch this new show on BritBox. Oh. This isn't showing up super bright, but I'm kind of digging it. Let's go over here. Anyway, the name of the show is called Heartacres. HARDACRES. Hard Acres. And it's a Irish, English, oh, stop it. Yeah, it's not going to show as much. It's going to show on the white, or on the pink, excuse me, and some of the orange. I like that it's kind of subtle. Okay, let's do this one again. So, a stencil lift, I'm telling you, Sadie heard the noise and thought it was a dream. Oh, I live in a house of 2 doggies that are constantly chasing the any kind of a noise. Any kind of a noise. The neighbors have the audacity to be out in their own yards, maybe starting their own cars. They have a lot of audacity, our neighbors. All right, let's see. I want to just keep doing this, and then I want to come in with some pen work. I don't know, I'm kind of really in a pen work kind of moment. And if you saw Jennifer's make, you'll see why. She did some of the most stupendous pen work on the September Year in Bloom art printable. I started mine, and I will show you where I'm at with mine. I mean, look on my social media, but then check this out. If you'll remember, I started painting this the other day. I told you I started it at Joni's house, and then I began, I finished it this weekend, and then I think I painted during one of the pop and paint parties last week. And then I started doing all of this intricate line work within the lines that are already there. So I kind of want to, you know how I feel about if you try a new technique, do it many, many times. And so here's what I did. So down here, I started with, I started to do some line work on every other section, for lack of a better word. I don't know what else you would call it. Anyway, then I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to, I don't know, what do you guys think about making it look almost accordion-like? So what if I did like this? Do you see what I'm saying? If I make these on a slant, then they're gonna kind of look like it goes up, down, or at least that's my vision. So let's see what happens with that. Let's finish all the way around. And here's the crazy thing. I don't know, I didn't count these, so I don't know if it's gonna come out even or not. I don't really care about that. I care about the kind of mindful patterning that I'm making and how it calms my nervous system to no end to just do line work. Okay, so nope, it's not gonna work, but I'll make it work, right? So let's go down, 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 down. And here's the, we could do some stippling down here. Like it's going down, maybe some stippling along, right, barely. Because here's the thing, we're not in a rush to finish this, right? We want it to be aesthetically pleasing, and it's not about the finished product, it's about the journey, and we're having ourselves quite the adventure on this journey, I think. Is that starting to, yeah. Everybody take a drink. Ugh, it's so delicious. Oh my gosh. So Jeff got upgraded to first class on one of his flights recently. And he, we have different taste in snacks. And so he brought this snack to me. And the snack wasn't what I was so excited about. You know, it was the packaging. Look at this packaging, you guys. Number one, the colorways. That's making me so happy. Number two, those flowers. That whole display is making me so happy. Inspiration is everywhere. Inspiration is everywhere. So just be open to it. Just be open to the fact that you're just going to see it in something as mundane as packaging. And then you're just going to take off with it. So the Heartacres, it's kind of a rags to riches story, and it's a family saga. You know, I love me a family saga. Anyway, it is, I think it started in the 1890s. So period. So sort of, I don't know, Downton Abbey, Gilded Age. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe. Like I said, it's on BritBox. It's so good. It's so good. I told myself I was going to pay attention to what I'm doing around here on my diagonal lines, and then I'll come back and do my stippling. Don't you love when you find a new show and those characters live in your head? So I have never heard of those pretzels, but I love the packaging. And don't get me wrong, I did eat the pretzels because I wanted the packaging, right? And they were quite delicious. They were garlic, what? Maui monk, vegan butter braid with Maui onion style seasoning and monk fruit. Shut up. They were so delicious. I feel like that when I'm reading a good book too. When those characters are in my head, like I am reading The Last Carolina Summer right now. And I think the author's name is Karin White. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so good. It's so good. And those characters are in my head. They are, they are. Let's see. There we go. Okay, what do you think about that? Kind of digging that. I am. And this, so I feel like I want to do, I think, some stippling all the way around the base of the center flower. I feel like that's going to give me a good, like that's going to help pop the center. I'm kind of here for that. And then I can go up the diagonal bits. And then kind of fan out the stippling. Just kind of let it fade out as it goes up. This weird fan-like bit. Stop it. Oh my gosh. How am I doing on time? Oh, I'm over. Sorry. So sorry, you guys. Sometimes I just kind of get lost in my, in my create. I adore you all. I'm so grateful that you all came to visit. If you're watching this on the replay, please sure to leave a little note that says #replay. And let's keep the conversation going. Think about what's making you curious right now. Think about any more ordinary objects that you feel like you can't live without. It's kind of interesting. Now, I find it interesting that we all love chapstick. Oh my gosh. And then go paint and do some pen work. See where it takes you. And then do some stencil lift, paint, then work with some neons, play with some neons, and then layer some colors on top of that. And then do some stencil lifting on that, and then some pen work on top of that. Who knows where it'll take me? Who knows? I just adore you all, and I love creating with you. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the newsletter. Thanks, everybody. Bye.